How come every time we get on here, I want to just do the Harlem Shake? I can't do it.
Me good.
Hi. Oh my gosh.
Hi.
Welcome.
Like your hair is giving me like Beyonce gold member hair. Like you remember when she had like the fro? It's just like super duper cute to me.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you like it.
I do. It's giving me like when it popped on, I was like, ooh, it's giving me.
I'm not feeling it right now.
What was that song that she did for that one? I just think of her with the fro, but I can see the video, but I can't think of the song. Anyhow, guys, we're here popping balloons. We're popping balloons. Pop, 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 pop. Listen. Did you see on the video that I did pop that for this? Don't stop, pop that, pop that.
I did not, no. And that's what we're doing here. If you've seen it, I know. Which again, we always use our jumping off point. We're talking about the neighborhood. There's this episode where they're popping the balloons, like the popular show on the internet. And guys, we got opinions. We got to talk about it.
Pretty much. We have opinions.
We got to talk about it.
We have education things to throw out, but we just have maybe educated opinions, maybe some uneducated opinions.
No, both.
Whatever.
Both.
We got both. So if you guys have not ever seen the show Pop the Balloon and then also seen The Neighborhood, it's hilarious. But the backstory of The Neighborhood is that there are two sons, Marty and Malcom, and Malcolm is supposed to be like the more handsome son. He's tall, he's athletic. He was supposed to go pro playing baseball. He got injured and he is like a coach, or he was a coach at a college for baseball. But like after he got out the league, he was like living on his parents' couch. He was like the non-successful brother, but he was the attractive brother. And then we have Marty on the other hand, who is like, I hate to use the word nerd because I feel like that all of us are nerds in different ways, but he's like the nerdy brother, or how you want to say it. He's supposed to be, I say he's supposed to be because I think that it's everyone's opinion, and in my opinion, I don't agree. But his character is supposed to be the less attractive brother. He's not as athletic.
He's cute. He got a little baby
face. That's what I said. I think he's cute. And I don't think that Malcolm is more attractive. That's just me. But their characters are set up to be where Malcolm is the more attractive one, Marty is the less attractive one. Marty is the one who is more into like Star Wars and like cosplay and all these
highly educated.
Yes, he's highly educated. He's an engineer. He did work for NASA. He now owns his own company where they work with on electric vehicles, but he's like the less charismatic out of the two. And then we come to this particular episode where Marty and Malcolm are both single and they decide to go to a bar when the bar is doing a pop the balloon night. And where Marty, who was normally the less confident of the two, is like, I'm going to go out there tonight and I'm going to put myself out there. This is going to be great. I'm going to get all the girls, telling them about like my job and all the things that have going on for me. And then Malcolm's like, who normally gets all the girls, is like, this is going to be a bad night for me. I'm going to go out there and tell them like how bad my life is. And we're going to see how this goes. And then they get to the bar and things go the opposite.
Yeah. Not the way that they planned.
Yes. So Marty, all the girls pop the balloon on Marty as soon as he starts talking. And
to be fair, the way that he phrased things did not help.
He didn't practice or anything.
Yeah, you should have it ready what you're going to say. You can't say what he said. Which was everything that was wrong.
Yes.
Everything that was wrong.
So that brings up a good point sometimes of, and I'm sure that you've potentially seen this before, or I don't know if I've back in my day, back in the day when
like in your day.
Yeah, back in the day. When someone is trying to approach you to date and they just don't have like their put forth a positive effort lines to hit you with. So when they approach you to try to date you and they say some of the weirdest off the brand stuff, like I literally had guys come up to me and be like, well, I ain't really got no job right now. Damn, what's your name? Like, what are you? You're gonna lead with that? Why would I be interested in talking to you when you're leading with, I would ask you to go out to eat, but I ain't got no money for that. Oh.
So
Okay.
what are we doing then?
Oh,
It
okay.
was nice to meet you, I guess.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a need to put your best foot forward, which I understand.
I understand the whole idea of like people need to accept me as I am, but I think it's a matter of how you put forward who you are. So if I literally meet you and I'm trying to date you and I'm like, hi, my name is Charmaine, and I just want to let you know that Charmaine, I just want to let you know that I don't really put forth effort in relationships. This is probably going to go bad. I have 3 kids at home, with three different people. All of their dads are problems, but I think that mean you might hit it off.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna go well. Some people have success with that.
Yeah.
He's honest. He's upfront. He's authentic, which kind of is what happened, in the show. But it makes it a little harder for that person.
Yeah.
If you're gonna lead with all of that, because it's just not gonna go well. People are gonna be put off. What we have to say, I would say that you don't have to be the perfect speaker to do that, but you do need to be prepared to talk about your growth edges.
And I think that it was that because like Marty's story, bring that back to the episode, Marty's story really was not bad. Mm-hmm. It really wasn't. He did not put it best forward. Mm-hmm. Him to say, I just had a baby, everybody was like, whoa. And he was like, yeah, but I'm not with the girl I had a baby with. I was like, oh, whoa. Mm-hmm. He was like, yeah, it was a one-night stand. Whoa. And
she works for me.
Yeah, and she works for me. Whoa. like it doesn't sound good. You gotta like put this together a different kind of way.
Correct.
Like
correct. You cannot speak that way.
Yes.
You need to go
me and her are friends.
We're
on the same page. Mm-hmm. Everything is
it's
cool.
amicable.
Like
it's
yes,
not an issue.
Being able to like present that in a different way that is still honest, but less evasive. Where it's like okay,
but is that to say dating takes preparation?
100%. I think it does.
I think, and sometimes it happens that way. You just show up and things happen, but mostly like it takes effort, it takes preparation, mm-hmm. It takes self-work.
Yeah, because I think that there is a level of for me, I hate small talk. Like I can't do small talk.
Tell me you're neurodivergent.
Yes,
without telling me you're neurodivergent.
It bothers me, and it just like gives me headaches and all these things. So I would have to prep myself because. And all of my friends know this. They make fun of me. It is what it is. Like I can't do the whole, "Hi, what's your name? What things are you into?" I'm gonna have like I'm gonna get bored. I need like more deeper questions.
Like what?
For me, it's not always deep, like in vulnerability. Mm-hmm. Like I like to hit people with like at least like deep stuff. I'm gonna ask you what's like deep to me, like who's your top 5 rappers, or like name like your favorite movie stuff. I can like get like deeper into like conversation about mm-hmm. versus just like favorite color, nice weather we're having. I can't.
Same.
So yeah. So if it's somebody that I can't have like a deeper conversation, it doesn't have to be like traumas and things like that, but it has to be like we got to be able to hold a conversation.
Fear. Yeah, but I feel like that is a chemistry aspect too. Like, can we just have a conversation? Can we kind of bounce off of each other? And then also, are you intellectual enough to be able to do that? Some people, they're not into that. They don't care. Mm-hmm. Right? It just depends. But it also takes a level of like, knowing yourself. Mm-hmm. Knowing what kind of people that you like, that you are friends with. Of just like someone you could say like, we can be friends. I like this about a person.
Yeah. But to me, that brings up a good point though. If I know myself, and my self-esteem is where it is, I should be able to present myself in a way that's not negative, I guess, if that makes a sense. Does that make? Okay, I'm not sure.
Try again.
Okay, yep. But I think that in the way that almost like so in the show, Malcolm was not confident. Mm-hmm. Malcolm, like he looked at himself.
That's part of the issue, yeah.
He looked at himself as a mess up. He looked at himself as a problem. Like okay,
and he already went in there knowing like he feeling like maybe he was going to be at a deficit. Like, hey, I look really good on paper, but it's hard for me to let people know.
Yeah.
that I really am a good catch.
Yeah, so I think that he did not know himself. He did not know his self-worth. He immediately thought that people were going to dislike him, and that's what he went into the situation doing. He was throwing out his negatives like both my knees is gone, y'all. Like a few months ago, I was living on my parents' couch, and everybody was just like, "Oh, he's so vulnerable." No, 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 no. You don't understand. Like I am bad news. I am emotionally unavailable, and they're just like, he's so vulnerable. He was trying to push away.
He was. It didn't work though. Everybody was there for it.
Yes,
they wanted a little piece.
Which is why. Do you think, or like, do you understand that the idea that maybe people really did just think that he and other people in other, because I mean we've seen this in other shows too, that people being that transparent is just them being emotionally vulnerable, and that's attractive.
What's the question? Do I think people
what's
do
the
it?
Why? Like, yeah,
why
what's the why?
I think there's lots of different reasons.
Okay.
I think, well, in some cases it can be kind of like, I don't know which M it was, which Malcolm, which Marty, I don't know, too many M's. But that brother, when he's doing that, like you said, there's like a little bit of self-sabotage of like, this isn't gonna go well, so let me just get it over with. Then I also think there's some people who try to disarm you with the truth. Well, if I just put it all out, I can tell. That's what I told you at the beginning. Like, you shouldn't hold me to any higher standard than what I already came here with.
Yeah.
And I think there's a level of it that can be manipulative. Right. And I think also that
you know, this is how I was when you first met me.
but I told you that on our first date.
Yeah.
And part of it is fair. And I also think like sometimes partners see what they want to see, right? Like sometimes they want to be in a relationship and they want all of this, and maybe they had somebody who was dishonest before, and so you think, well, I like the fact that he's honest, but you're not taking time to evaluate what he actually said. He was honest, but what he said was a problem for you.
Yeah.
But because you're reacting to an experience you had before, which is whoever lied to me all up and down, well, at least he's not lying. And then we have that.
Makes a good point.
It's also like kind of the perfect storm. It takes both people. You want somebody who's honest, but you also need to listen to what they said.
Yeah, but I think that that's also a good point too, to be able to know in advance. So knowing yourself when dating, but knowing your non-negotiables and why. So if I have a non-negotiable of a certain thing, and then this guy telling me his vulnerable negatives, but that's not really one of my non-negotiables. Maybe I can work with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then, yes, and not falling in love with
potential,
what you want it to be. Yes. Of just like, it looks like this now, but it could look like this later. But this is what it is, right? You want a person to be authentically who they are. You need to choose them. Well, that's the question. But ideally, you would be choosing a partner that is able to be authentic with you and authentic in their lives and themselves, all those things. And so you would choose that. That means what you have in front of you is what you want or are okay with and can deal with. Versus, I see the potential in you. And I want it to look different. And let me love you to that potential.
I don't like it.
And then really we'll be on the right path. And then you're frustrated when that person is not living up to whatever you thought their potential was, when they already said, dude, this is who I am.
Which is a question that I ask a lot of my clients sometimes when I'm working with people who are individuals and they're like, oh, well, my person is working on this and working on this. But I also ask them, if this person did not do any work and this was the person that you had to continue to date, if this is the person that you had to continue to stay married to for the next 20 years, are we okay with that? Not this potential change, not this, I think that the things are going to be different. Just this person. Are we okay with staying with this person?
Correct, because that is the person that you chose.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Or did you not do enough work to get past the representative? Because I mean that happens sometimes too.
Did you not do enough work? Did you not stay long enough to get past the representative? Because again, I have a lot of clients that move really quickly. They are moving and grooving, and you did not stay long enough to let that person even see, like, to be able to see that realness underneath the facade, right? Because You might have asked the deep questions and did that, but people can say a whole bunch of stuff. Have
Mhm.
you seen this person
Yeah.
actually do it? Be in a situation that's hard or frustrating or that
Mhm.
takes from them?
Mhm.
Or did they just tell you this is how I act in those situations and you ain't never seen it because you only waited 3 months and you didn't actually wait longer? Which is
100%.
not necessarily about the time, but I think time is a factor.
I think so. I think it could be a factor, but I think it's kind of like how you said too. I think that there has to be a level of evidence that backs these things up, or sometimes we have to admit. Now, I just used this term earlier, is that willful ignorance is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we have a lot of people who see signs and who see factors, and they're like, "I'm not going to pay attention to that." You're just going to bypass it.
Mm-hmm.
So we see them, and I think that sometimes we choose to ignore them. And I don't know if this has ever happened to you with your clients. I've had so many clients who get in new relationships and they'll tell me all this amazing stuff about the person that they're dating, and then when things go bad, they'll be like, "Oh, well, Charmaine, like he like you know, they were this, they were this, they were
Mm-hmm.
this," and I'm like, "Did you just discover that?" Well, no.
Well, that was actually the first time I met them that I was actually like that. And like,
Well,
I
yeah, I
noticed
knew
that
that this was an
then.
issue, and I was just like, you never mentioned those things before. You
Mm-hmm.
just chose to push some things under the rug and
Mm-hmm.
focus on this stuff. And then after the fact, it was like, oh yeah, well, I mean, I knew that whenever this happened, like, you know, they would do this. So whenever this happened, they would do this. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
that was always the person who they were, right?
Exactly. Or I kind of figured that was going to be the thing. Okay, but that means you had some information
You just didn't want to.
and maybe you didn't integrate it. And I also think for some people that can happen outside of your consciousness,
Yeah.
right? There's a part of you that's just like, we're going to focus on the good and like, let's throw the bad out. And then you
Mhm.
have to kind of go dig around for it of
Or
like,
we do, or we do. And I'm not gonna lie and say that I've never did this before. That was his issue with her.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
that happened with me. That was the issue that he had with her.
Yeah. And also, but and I'm not saying that your relationship cannot be different
Yeah, it
than
can.
before. Like it is because you and that person have never had a relationship before. It's
100%.
going to be different. And also, it's information,
Mm-hmm.
right? What happened or how it happened with their exes and all these other things is information. And so having that information and also using it as you're making decisions about the current situation is important. As in, like, oh man, that happened in your past relationship. You were unfaithful. You did this. Well, how is that going to change now? How's that going to be different now? Not like, oh, he's a new man. No, ask it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold him to it. Get information about how that could be true. I know. And that might be the question is, do people change?
I think that there's also a good point that you brought up of, are people scared to hold other people accountable? I'm scared to
That can
hold
be
you
the case.
accountable because if I hold you accountable and you leave, then I have nothing. So I'm just not going to hold you accountable. Or I'm going to say the words, but I'm not going to back them up with action.
And not
So I'm
making
going
an
to
actual
tell you,
boundary.
yeah, I'm
Yes.
going to tell you over and over, I don't want you to do this. I have an issue with this, but I'm never going to put up a boundary for when you actually do it. And therefore, here we
Mm-hmm.
are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to keep accepting it, even though on the inside, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I think I've told plenty of people that too, and I also get this too. It does not matter how hard you stomp, scream, yell. I don't care if you're in there tearing stuff up in the house. I will hear that all the time. And girl, I cussed him out, and I told him he better not ever do this again. And I tore all his stuff up in the house. And then what happened? I mean, like, we went to sleep. You did all that, and you put up no boundary.
But there was no boundary. Yes. You were upset. You said you didn't like the behavior, but there wasn't a boundary.
They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, like, they will get used to your tantrums.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so, and I think, like we talked about before, if you struggle with self-esteem, if you struggle with trauma or anything about like being abandoned, losing people, that can come up for you to
Yeah.
like have a hard time putting in those boundaries with people. So to prevent them from leaving, right? Which is also why we say dating it is a way to get to know yourself, or it needs to be a path to get to know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What I listen to the on stages, Kev on stage,
Mm-hmm.
and Melissa. She talks the way that she phrased it really, really like did something for me. That like people us Christian folks be like, you should date to get married, and they phrase it that way, and how that can be hard for people. That if you date to get married, that puts a lot of pressure on a situation, because like this one decision that you make now is for the rest of your life, and that's a lot of pressure. Versus you should date to get to know yourself, is what she says. As you're dating, you're getting to know, well, I actually don't like that in a person. Oh, I actually do like that in a person. Oh, I think I actually want that, right? Like you're getting information about you so that you can make a decision about what you want long term. I feel like that's a little more loosey goosey. It's a little less pressure.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that. I think that I definitely like that. I did not think that way, and I think I probably should have in multiple ways. But one way that I feel like that I thought that I also appreciated, that sometimes I wish the more people thought too, because I would date with the intention of marriage, and because I didn't fully know, because I mean I didn't know, and I don't think that anyone really knows how marriage will look until you get into it, because I mean it's a whole different thing. But because I knew that I kind of knew what I wanted in a husband, it made it really easier for me to go harder and to be ready to cut people off when you aren't that person. If I know that I want someone who will take care of me when I get sick, and who will be there for me when I get like if something's going on with me, if you can't be there for me on something small,
Yeah.
I don't want you as my husband.
Correct.
And I think that I was probably a little bit too ready to cut people off, but I was like a little bit more ready to cut people off, because it was just like, and I wasn't scared to ask questions. I want to know what your credit score is. I want to know like what your past history was, because like if I'm gonna tie my life to you, I'm ready to go ahead and be like,
life to tie it to.
Yeah, this isn't gonna work.
Yep.
I think that some people are like, and I have this talk a lot with clients of, you know what you want. You know what you want long term, but you're willing to date someone temporary who is not who you want long term.
Right.
You know that this person can't maintain a household, can't stop can't stay with you, like they're financially unstable, and you're like, yeah, but they're nice to me. Well, what are we doing here?
Or I'm lonely.
Yeah. And I get that, but admit that this person is a placekeeper, because
And also, like, that can work for a season. If you need it to work for a season, I don't think it always does work for a season, but let's just say it does work for a season. There is still going to have to be a season in which you don't have a placeholder anymore, because that takes away from you investing in what you do want long term, right? Even if you understand how it works, you understand it's temporary, blah, 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 that's still a thing taking your attention from focusing on a thing that you want, right?
but
You can't do
also
something halfway.
you can't put husband or wife expectations on a placekeeper.
Oh, definitely.
So this is a person who we know is not the person who we're going to be with long term, but we're requiring them with the same expectations that we would have as it's like, you know, someone long term. Well, they're not doing this, they're not doing this. We knew that they weren't going to do this. They're the placekeeper. Don't get mad when placekeepers do placekeeper things. That's like hiring a janitor for your CEO spot and then getting mad when he doesn't know how to do anything other than clean. That was his job.
But I will also say, I think sometimes that can operate out of your consciousness as well. Because
Yes.
I have a lot of people, I know you have known this experience, to say, we both know what it is. We both know, like, we already had the conversation. We already know it's a limited time frame. We only here to do X, Y, and Z.
Normally one of them does not.
Yeah, but I know you've seen conversations where both people say this explicitly, and then we get in there, and there are parts of them that's like, this feels nice. Oh, this scratches an itch that I need. Well, I already kind of like them. Why can't we
Make it work.
do this? Right? And like, that doesn't always happen on purpose. But sometimes the back of you is just like, it's comfortable, because it takes more work to get out there and date. It just is. It takes work, and it is not always fun.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to get everybody on board inside of you, internally, all the time, because parts of it do like meet a need for you. And also, that ain't what you want, and it never was what you wanted.
100%.
And so at that point, you played yourself.
You was trifling with yourself.
You was trifling to yourself because you knew at the end of it, nah, you was over it. Like, I don't want this.
Let me bring up another one for you. Let me just segue into another thing. People who date projects on purpose, whether consciously or unconsciously. I was literally talking to one of my clients about this the other day because I feel like that he does it and he can recognize he does it now from us processing it, but I don't think that it's not. I don't think it's conscious. Like we convince ourselves that this person has potential, like we were saying, they're working on
Which
things.
That is true.
Yeah.
Every person has potential, don't they?
Yeah.
Don't they?
I mean,
that's not untrue.
They really are trying. They're trying to get this stuff together. I see them working on this, so I'm gonna do it, and I can help them. I have this resource. I have this asset. I'm going to help them.
They just needed a me.
Yes.
They ain't never met me before, though, because everything I touch turns to gold.
I got the Midas touch. But is there...
Listen, like, raise your hand if this has ever been you in your life, because I understand it. I feel it. I've been here.
But is there a level of... I'm not sure if there's like a savior complex, if there's like this like idea of like I need to be needed, that sometimes people like to pick up projects. For one, and I've had someone tell me this too, I picked up the project because I was scared of rejection. I knew that he was less than. I knew that he wasn't as cute. I knew that he wasn't as put together, but I feel like that he is less...
But was going to say yes.
Yes, and I also knew that he was less apt to hurt me, because...
Which I don't know.
Not true. Not true.
I don't know how that would ever be true. But a person is a person. They have the ability to hurt you. But yes.
But it was the thought. It was the thought that this person was less put together, so I'm going to choose them.
Or what you're saying is the feeling of rejection is too much. I can handle everything else that comes with this other thing, right? Because rejection is too hard, too much. I can't do it.
Or do you feel like this? Sometimes it's the selfishness of, or like the self-serving factor of, I need you to depend on me. I need you to need me. So I'm going to make you my project. And I've even seen people who do this who are like highly successful. I'm going to be highly successful, and I'm going to choose someone who is a lot like less than, a lot struggling, because I want you to depend on me, and I want to make you my project. You are officially my precious.
And there's usually some like self-esteem, some confidence connected to that. Of it's just like, I get my value from people needing me, and in my relationship, I want you to need me.
Yes,
that's part of it.
I made you,
and it can get unhealthy real quick. I can say that. Which it's not impossible for relationships to start that way and then morph into something more healthy, but it's real easy to get unhealthy in that dynamic if you need somebody to need you.
Yeah.
Which means when a person gets better, then the relationship has to change.
Yeah. Or so like you said, when the dynamic is different, I immediately thought to, if you guys have not watched our movie A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, when as soon as they started dating, which was already in a dynamic because he was pursuing her but wasn't really interested in her, it was more of a challenge, but she pulls up on him and she's like, I like my man in nothing but the best or nothing at all. Get in my car, I'm fixing to spoil you, I'm fixing to get you all these things. Like, I'm gonna create the person who I want you to be. You're gonna be in suits, I'm gonna pull a full Beyonce upgrade you.
But then we're also talking about control.
Yes.
Right? Some people need to be needed. Some people need to be in control, and only in control. And let me also say, I'm talking to us Black women because we have been through a lot of things and we need a lot of control. You were with me. You were with me on the panel when a lot of the Black women were talking about how do we cope with this? How do we deal with the fact that we do feel like we need a lot of control in relationships? And it's to also acknowledge the fact that we have been in situations where we did not have control, and that we can let that run out of control in our relationships.
So we find ways to exert control.
Absolutely.
So either I need you to need me, I need you to feel grateful for me, I need you to feel like that you can't do things without me.
Or it's really safety too, right?
Yes.
In order for me to feel safe, I need to be able to move around, do what I need to do, have the control that I need, which might be like the bank account, a bank account you don't know about. It might be, I'm just gonna keep that other apartment and that you don't know about, just in case, just in case it goes down. Or like, you can't be doing anything and everything without asking me first.
Yeah.
We don't do like that. We don't operate like that.
Yeah.
It's all of that. All of those examples, yes.
Okay. So if we bring this back to the pop the balloon though, we see this in the show and I mean on the episode of the neighborhood, but we also see this in if you guys have ever watched the pop the balloon show and how people immediately look to people and they look and like all of these factors come out to whether or not I'm gonna pop the balloon.
Mm-hmm.
Like how emotionally vulnerable are they? Oh, like is he struggling enough that he's gonna need me? How am I gonna fit into this person's life? Um, like all of those things become factors of what of who I'm choosing to move forward with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I will say it's entertaining. It makes for good TV.
It makes me cringe.
But it's not a good way to actually date. But I do think that we struggle with that in this day and age with dating like that a little bit of just like I've seen it, I'm done. Right? And not taking the time to actually look, actually invest in something and see if it's going to be a good fit besides just the way that something looks on the outside.
But I think that this also reminds me of like a modern day speed dating, the way that people used to do a whole lot of those things. Like you get like 90 seconds or whatever, and then like the bell times
Not
and
90 seconds.
well, I don't know.
Longer.
And then like and like
they still do that though.
The bell times and then you slide to the next person. It's like really quick on what questions do I ask, what are like my ways to say whether or not I would continue this on. And sometimes it is like we've even seen those pop the balloon things. Sometimes it is just like, oh, he looked good. Regardless of what you say, I don't even care if you're rejecting me. We saw those. I don't even care if you're rejecting me, but you fine though. So I'm gonna stay here.
We just the one with the doctor, y'all know the doctor because he tells everybody his Instagram. The last girl that we looked at that he rejected, he was like, "These are all the reasons why I wouldn't pick you." He was not saying in a way.
And she was still like,
"Absolutely,
but you look good."
She was like, "But you look good. Would you change your mind?" But he's reading you down and telling you all of these things. Not even you can tell somebody something negative about them and not saying in a way that is rude or hurtful. He did not care. It did not matter. If you tell somebody to their face, you're a liability, you're an emotional liability. Why would I have anything to do with you? And then be like, but you still fine though. Could you think about it? Something's going on in you.
But I think it goes back to back to our negotiables, back to what we place importance on. Yeah. What I place value on. And if my value is on having like somebody who's fine on my arm, like that's
I can deal with the rest. But as long as he look good, we can do that. Absolutely. That's part of it. But it also takes, I think the issue sometimes too is that this is not, it tends to be a young thing, but it's not exclusive to young people. I'm going to say that like, if you don't know yourself, you don't know what questions to ask at the very beginning because you ain't even decided what you want. What are you looking for? Are you just here to like meet some people and see what's up? Or are you here to find a partner? Right? Like you don't know what questions are right to ask or not. You just like, you cute. I choose you. What about that?
And I think that I've had this conversation with multiple clients in this, that sometimes, like you said, based on past situations, there are questions, but they're questions based on those situations. So sometimes the foot in the door is, well, my last dude didn't have a car. This dude has a car. We're already one step above.
But then you also focused on the fact that he got a car. You also didn't look to see how did he get that car. He robbing folks on a regular basis to get the stuff that he has, and you'd be like, "Well, I wasn't worried about that. I was just worried about dude could get from A to B."
100%.
But seriously, like we be so hyper focused on one thing because of our trauma, we miss all the other things that would made them not a good partner in general.
100%.
And I'm not saying it just happens.
I get it. I
think it happens to everyone. But that goes
back to what you were saying about learning yourself.
Yes,
to be able to do the work. To be able to make that spectrum a little bit bigger. Like I say, it doesn't have to be like that you're going in with the full check sheet, but it is about you being able to know more and at least being open to visually look past or not look past a lot of things.
Well, see things for what it is.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's the difference. When people get in there, different parts of you, they have a whole bunch of feelings and opinions that be like, oh, that don't matter. They can talk you out of anything, but you need the ability to see it for what it is, or the ability to hear other people when they tell you what they notice and what they see for what it is.
Yeah.
Because you know how You be having friends, and they'd be like, "Oh, what about that?" And I'd be like, "Hmm, no, that doesn't matter to me."
Mhm. I ain't one of them kind of girls. Like I'm not like you. I'm not like I don't need all that. Okay.
And your friend is the same, but you said actually that you didn't want that in a relationship, and I'm just repeating back, or your therapist repeating back what you had said that you didn't want, and it'd be like, "Girl, whatever. Like I have what I need," and you're not listening to the people you placed in your life to tell you what's really in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Your face. Why is your face
I mean, they be happening. It be hard out here. But like we said,
really hard?
this is a non-judgmental zone. Dating is hard.
Hard.
If you're in a dating season, watch this video by yourself for a little while. Just like gonna take it in. Don't let like anybody gotta be sitting around you judging you or whatever else. You ain't gotta have the discussion. Just like take it in for yourself of like,
And we've been there.
and then
We
hold the
done.
mirror up. Just like I said, we're not judging. Both of us have been here. Hold the mirror up
Mhm.
and be like, do I meet any of these qualifications? And is it possible that some of these things are popping up when I'm dating?
Yeah.
Because it could be. It might not.
Man, and it just tell us about your in general reaction to the balloon series. There's more to talk about. There's so much more.
Have you
We'll
ever
leave.
been on a pop the balloon? Put us in the comments and let us know if you
Or anything like that? I feel like there's other ways to make that happen. That's not just the pop the balloon. There's just a lot of people get real weird when it comes to dating. They just start to do weird stuff, dating shows and all the stuff. It's weird. So I don't know. Talk to us. Let us know what you think.
We talk back.
Other than that, y'all, stay mentally dope. Stay safe out here.
Love you guys.
Take care of yourselves.